Simple question, what does it take to build one of the world's largest hotel chains without owning hotels? This is exactly what Oyo did. In just a few years, Oyo rooms exploded across India and beyond, offering clean, affordable stays in the most unexpected corners, from remote towns to urban hotspots. But behind this meteoric rise, it wasn't just luck, it was strategy. Hi everyone, in this video we break down 3 powerful and very genius strategies that powered Oyo's explosive growth. This case study comes with so much of learning that you don't want to miss out. Let's start with the backbone of Oyo's explosive growth, its asset-light franchise model. Think about traditional hotel chains like Taj or Marriott. If they want to enter a new city, they need to buy land, build the hotel, furnish it, hire staff and then market it. That process can take years and cost crores of rupees per property. But Oyo said, why build when you can partner? Instead of owning hotels, Oyo partnered with small, unbranded hotels already operating across India and rebranded them under the Oyo name. Oyo came in with its brand name, technology stack, staff training, pricing tools, and access to national level distribution. In return, Oyo took a cut, often around 30% commission per room. Hotel owners would pay for upgrades, often with Oyo's guidance, while Oyo handled demand generation and standardization. Let's look at the numbers. By 2019, Oyo was already operating over 20,000 franchised and leased hotels globally, totaling more than 7 lakh rooms. In India alone, the company targeted a 4% share of the massive 4 million unbranded room market, onboarding tens of thousands of small hotels from metros to Tier 2 and Tier 3 towns. And because Oyo didn't have to wait for construction, it could launch thousands of rooms a single month, all while keeping costs low. Why this model worked? First advantage of the model is speed and scale. Since Oyo didn't have to invest in real estate, it could move at lightning speed. It simply found existing small hotels, signed a deal, rebranded them under Oyo, plugged them into its tech platform, and boom, the hotel was live in days or weeks, not years. This way, Oyo expanded into 100 plus Indian cities in just a few years, and it became one of the largest hotel chains in the world by room count, all without owning property. Second advantage of the model is aligned incentives and unit economics. Earlier in this journey, Oyo used to offer minimum guarantees to its hotel owners. A fixed income every month, no matter how well or poorly the hotel performed. This made it easier to onboard new partners quickly because owners saw it as a zero-risk income. But there was a catch. Under this model, Oyo took all the risk. If the hotel didn't attract enough bookings, Oyo still had to pay the promised amount, leading to massive cash burn and unsustainable losses. So Oyo made a critical pivot. It moved to a revenue share model. Here's how it works now. Instead of a fixed payout, hotel owners get a percentage of the actual room revenue. Oyo also takes its cut, typically around 30% of bookings, only if customers actually stay and pay. This change aligned incentives. If the hotel performs well, both Oyo and the owner earn more. If the bookings drop, both feel the impact. Now both the sides are invested in improving quality, service and occupancy, because everyone wins only when the business does well. This shift was the key to improving unit economics and building a more sustainable, scalable business model. And the third advantage of this model is building trust through standardization. One of the biggest problems in India's budget hotel space was its inconsistency. As a traveler, you could book a 1,000 rupees room, but end up having dirty bed sheets, no running water, or even a broken fan. It was a gamble. And that lack of reliability kept many people from booking budget hotels online. Oyo knew that to win customer trust at scale, it needed to standardize the experience, just like McDonald's does with food or Uber does with rides. So once a hotel joined Oyo platform, it went through standardization makeover. That meant uniform signage outside the property, clean white bed sheets and branded linen, fixed amenities like Wi-Fi, clean bathrooms and complimentary breakfast, staff training and centralized pricing. This consistent look and feel made it easy for customers to know what to expect, no matter which city they booked in. and this had a measurable impact. According to OYO's IPO filings, partner hotels saw a 1.5 to 1.9 times increase in revenue within just 12 weeks of joining the platform, compared to simple hotels that stayed independent. Well, behind OYO's massive scale, it wasn't just smart partnerships, it was technology. While the company grew fast, it never forgot that scaling chaos is a recipe for disaster. So it built something most budget hotels lacked, a central nervous system powered by data. It created an end-to-end digital platform that governed everything from bookings, pricing, and occupancy to operations and loyalty. Let's break down how OYO turned ordinary hotels into digitally driven, revenue-smart machines. First is OYO OS. Every partner hotel gets access to OYO OS Owner app, a command center for hotel management. Through it, hotel owners can update inventory, monitor real-time bookings, check guests in or out, track revenues, even request repairs or maintenance. But the most powerful feature, that's dynamic pricing. OYO built a machine learning based pricing engine that adjusts room rates daily, based on local demand, weather, competition, holidays, or even nearby events. For example, during cricket matches or wedding seasons, prices rise. If demand dips, like due to rain, rates drop to avoid empty rooms. Owners can still tweak prices within suggested bands, staying in control while maximizing revenue per available room. Second is automation that fills more rooms. In a hotel business, empty room is equivalent to lost revenue. Once a night is gone, you can't sell it tomorrow. OYO tackled this with a powerful tool called Cancellation Prediction Engine. This tool uses guest history, booking patterns, and payment behavior to predict no-shows and instantly frees up those rooms for rebooking. In a London trial, occupancy jumped to 70%, which was far above the 30.7% industry average during lockdown. That's more than 2 times the industry average. Third is driving direct bookings and loyalty. Most hotels rely on OTA, online travel agencies like Booking.com, MakeMyTrip, but there is a catch. These platforms charge hefty commissions, often 15 to 20% per booking. And that eats hotel profits. And for a platform like OYO, which already shares revenue with hotel owners, it's even worse. So what did OYO do? It went all in on direct bookings through its own mobile app and website, which have now been downloaded over 100 million times. That's massive reach, almost like having your own online travel agency, but without the middleman. With direct bookings, OYO saves on online travel agency commission fees. It keeps more of the booking revenue, and it gains more control over customer experience and pricing. These tech investments delivered real results. In 2023, OYO's US hotels using the same systems saw 17% revenue per available room growth, while the rest of the segment declined 9%. Average occupancy rose by approximately 9%, even as the broader market was flat. A US motel owner reported a 28% revenue increase in 2023, attributing the growth to OYO's technology integration, which streamlined his operations. If there's one mistake that many startups make, is trying to serve everyone with just one single product. But OYO did the opposite. Instead of a generic brand for all travelers, OYO launched multiple sub-brands, each designed for a specific customer type. The strategy is called customer segmentation, which lets OYO own the full travel pyramid. Let's break it down. We begin with a brand that made OYO a household name, that's OYO Rooms. Targeted at India's vast base of budget travelers, students, backpackers, and small families, this was OYO's entry-level offering. They took over low-rated hotels, gave them a makeover with clean bathrooms, AC, Wi-Fi, and a consistent look, all at price lower than the market average. Next, as India's urban millennials evolved, wanting more style without luxury pricing, OYO introduced OYO Townhouse. These were slightly redesigned 3-star hotels aimed at young professionals and digital-first families. And then came the turn of corporate travelers. Oyo launched brands like Silver Key, Capital O, and Palette to cater to business guests who valued location, efficiency, and reliability. Silver Key hotels were placed near tech parks and business hubs, offering meeting rooms, fast Wi-Fi, and comfortable workspaces. Finally, Oyo ventured beyond hotels into long-term stays and vacation rentals. In 2018, it launched Oyo Life, a co-living solution for students, interns, and young professionals. Think of it as a hybrid between a hostel and a serviced apartment. So as you can see, whether you are a student or a business executive, a millennial traveler, or a family on vacation, Oyo had a tailored product for you. This multi-brand strategy helped Oyo scale across demographics, budgets, and cities without diluting its core tech-enabled DNA. Well, Oyo didn't just disrupt hospitality. It redefined how tech, trust, and targeting can turn ordinary hotels into scalable, profitable ecosystems. And that is it for today. Thanks for watching, and remember, every story has lessons waiting to be discovered. See you in the next video. Subscribe so you don't miss out. Bye-bye.